It's already boiling anyway. I feel like I'm already getting that radiation poisoning.
Yeah. Me too. We've been conditioning ourselves for the imminent reality.
I can't not be on the side of the underdog, though. Even though it's like a religious tyrant that like covers women's heads and like cuts people's hands off in the town square or whatever.
Your team Iran now?
I'm really anti-MIA.
I'm glad you said it.
I really am. I like,
same.
Yeah.
I've been learning Farsi.
Yeah.
I'm ready to fully embrace what happens next.
There was like that one guy that did that one video that like went there that one time. So maybe we can like...
Yeah. That fucking guy said it was cool.
That ginger guy.
That fucking white guy with like
Crazy
colored hair said it was great.
Crazy ginger man went to Iran and said it was great.
He was going around, said they have great sense of humor, great personalities. He was asking them, what do you think about the whole world? Thinking that you're just a horrible, evil terrorist place. And they said, it's not. And that's all any of us needed to hear.
Iran is at the door. Dogs bark at the Iran at the door. No, but like the other thing with that was yeah, that was weird that he did that. That he just kept walking up to random normal people in the world and being like, so everyone hates you and thinks you're disgusting.
What do you think about everyone hating Iran?
What do you
people, they should visit.
I flew all the way here. I don't really have an opinion. What do you think of people hating your country?
They don't understand the beauty of Iran. I don't know what that voice was. I wasn't doing an accent.
But it's a decent it was still like a decent video because like you're not gonna get that anywhere else. Still, like you have to be that polite to even get in. Like we know what it is still. And honestly, like, well, the one thing I do have to say is what is it? Mopesh? What was that? I sent it to you too.
Yeah.
The fucking guy.
Yeah.
What was his name? Mopesh? Is that what his name was?
Yeah.
There was this one independent journalist.
Mo News.
And he Mahesh.
Moshe.
Okay. Mo News is what he's saying. Mo News. MO News.
Moshe.
That works good enough. 500,000 followers. But if you go to his stories, you will actually see like the play-by-play in a nonpartisan way of everything that's going down. And it
was pretty good.
Thank God. Like, and honestly, like I've never wanted to pay for an actual premium service for an independent journalist before. It's always been like comedy or something silly or some kind of movie or something. But that was the first time that I was like, maybe it's not all a farce. Maybe there are people that can actually like give us the news on an actual event.
It was a pretty good collection of information.
It's pretty wild. But Marco Rubio getting in a fight with the lady on Sunday News.
I like that stuff too.
That's what it's all about.
I say to my politicians, I say, show me your passion. Mm-hmm. Show me that you bleed for your beliefs in this country. And Marco Rubio did that for me tonight.
Yeah, he did. He came in and he said, fuck your fucking show. I've already forgot what he said.
Me too.
He didn't really say anything important.
Is it possible?
He just got really frustrated like Brett Kavanaugh. That's all I remember. I just remember him just being like, God, lady, Margaret, stop it.
Why would you try and ruin a young man's life like this?
Why would you do that? Why would you do this to poor Marco Rubio? He's just a poor little Cuban boy from Miami. Why would you do this to him? Make him answer for the questions of Iran.
It's strange. They're not like giving us much information, and so the media, the questions that they're forming is based off of not knowing what the fuck anyone's about to do.
That's a really valid point, which is like the independent journalist is reporting on all of them doing all this nonsense. And if you just watch those stories on Instagram, you, as just a normal citizen, understand everything that's going on. But if you're in the media or if you're in the government, you're both just bickering over like hot topics, not understanding even what the fuck you're currently doing. They need to look at their own independent journalists to like cross-reference so they can like, oh, they're like, oh yeah, we did do 3 bombs yesterday. Maybe people are mad at us today. They're gonna, like,
Oh yeah. They're mad.
but it is crazy.
They're not happy at all.
Because the reason that I say that, like, go like look at that Mo News or stuff like that is because you really need to. Because if you don't, you're gonna see the shit that I saw on like Facebook. I saw a Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, and she was saying, "You gotta really watch going on the subway the next week because of this whole thing Trump did." And it's like, that's an insane thing to say. As the governor of New York, don't go on the subway because I want to build an empty thread out of nowhere to scare the shit out of my citizens.
Yeah, dude.
Meanwhile, the independent journalist is like explaining to us, he's like, firework here, no uranium was leaked, we're all good.
Exactly.
America. And he's like, look, even if you hate Trump, still America. This is a big America thing. Even China's like, go America. Yeah. And we're like, oh, okay. Then you get cued in and you're like, no one's on Iran's side. This is a fucking crazy fucking religious tyrant. I watched a whole hour-long documentary on the guy in 1979 last night. It's insane. It's literally what happened was there were nobles. They were in like fucking medieval times type shit. And the last king was just like an inherited king. And he was like, okay, in order to modernize this place, we're going to start building, doing all these things, letting women do all the shit. That's where you get all those references from like people where they're like, women used to be in bikinis in Iran. Yeah, they were like in the 70s and all that shit. Then what happened was he kept refusing to allow for a democratic process and he just kept staying king. Well, eventually it topples. And when it topples and he basically was stifling any political party. There was like pro-American parties, there's pro-British parties, there's pro-communist parties, and he would stifle them with the money from JFK and the American government and the CIA to like stop it over and over and over again, any political party that came up. Then when they topple them anyway, because you can't just be king for forever, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Especially when you start modernizing and tell people like, oh, go to concerts, oh, have coffee shops. But also bow to your king. Like, only fucking English people are going to keep doing that. There's nothing wrong with them, but like everybody else, you gotta like go past that part. And Iran did, but the only people that were legally allowed to run were religious parties. So then, like, think about it. It's like if Westboro Baptist Church was the only political party allowed into an infrastructure where you just topple the government and now you get to vote in parties. They're the only people speaking. Well, great. You're revolting against your king. They're the only people speaking. What's next? You're going to ask them. And they've been in charge for 45 years now. And like when you look at that Mo News stuff and you see, you're like, wait, he's saying even India, even China, even the fucking Hezbollah. That was the really funny one. Was they're saying that Iran had been funding Hezbollah for 40 years, and Hezbollah's like, we're not getting involved.